I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
Hey, it's like we're all here.
Hey guys.
Hey, good morning.
Everybody's here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Andrew Z, your host for the Cedar Point podcast. Donnie People co-host. We got all the folks here. Nicole, our executive producer. We got Dave, our roller coaster, and Dave and Michael. Everyone's roller coaster experts except me. So appreciate you guys. Only one we're missing is Molly today. But welcome to the show, everybody. It's our 9th episode. We're recording the show on Friday, April 1st. 2022 in the year of our Lord. And so I know it. I see my first April Fool's joke. Hold on. I got it here. It's funny. Tony Clark, of course, Cedar Point, the head of public PR, head of PR.
Yes.
Put this tweet out just minutes ago. Due to the huge response from the public, Wicked Twister is being reassembled and should reopen with the park. We are asking anyone who purchased a track piece to please return it to the park before refund. We need to weld them all back together to put the track back up.
That's good.
God, that's a good one, but yeah.
It's going to take a while.
It is. Welcome, everybody. Go ahead.
I saw one that said that they were going to get rid of the Top Thrill Dragster on the Cedar Point.
But that's true, though.
Yeah.
Is that true, Donnie? No, you've been saying
I don't know.
It might be. I don't
It's
know.
a rumor we're trying to start.
I know.
God.
I found it in Cedar Point group, and then I put it in our group. And what do you guys think of that post? Is it April Fool's?
I didn't see it. What was it?
Yeah.
I'd say Top Thrill Dragster's future is uncertain at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that one could go either way, actually.
I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much right, Dave.
I know. You are right, Dave. It could go either way on that one.
Oh, I see.
Not
for good in August.
Yeah. Donnie found it now. What do you think, Donnie? Is April Fool's?
I mean, I don't know. I'm still 50-50.
Like Dave said, could go either way.
Okay, let's talk about this. Do you think they have decided? Do you think the park has decided what they're going to do with it? That's a good question right there.
There you go.
I don't think so. That's just
I
me.
think they're waiting to find out the results of the investigation and kind of go from there.
Did we get the results?
Yeah, I thought that it was all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, the only thing they've announced is it's not going to reopen this year.
Right.
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, it like so we
so
lost
cryptic. Sorry.
We lost Wicked Twister. We lost Top Thrill. I mean, they need to start. I thought every year they do something. I mean, putting in a restaurant is not fulfilling your fiduciary duties of putting something in every year.
Right,
Donnie.
Unpopular opinion. Just take them all out and let's just start fresh. What do you guys think?
Keep Thunder Canyon, I'll be happy.
That's the new one, Donnie. They're pulling all roller coasters out, and they're just going to start fresh with all new.
Replace them all with restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of
my
seems like what they're
God.
doing.
I
still
know.
go.
We don't need the greasy spoons. Come on, man.
I know, and they pulled out the cars. They've pulled out a lot of rides. It seems like without putting in anything ride related new in, which is a bit annoying for Cedar Point lovers. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Steel Vengeance, the biggest things are like the ropes course, which not really a lot of people go to, like the rope area, and then the snake ride, which I've never even rode. So I feel like there's just been kind of underwhelming for ride improvements.
Yeah.
Snake River Falls, is that what you're talking about?
You're talking about the
Snake
new
River Expedition.
You're talking about that new expedition. My wife and I did it, and I had my mother with me when we all three actually did it together. It's pretty good. It's actually a pretty decent little water ride. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice and calming. The animatronics are actually spot on.
It's not bad. Look, I've said this before. It's not bad. It's just, to me, it's too much like the Jungle Cruise. Like almost like if I'd put that out, I mean, if I'm serious, I'd be embarrassed just because it's so close to Jungle Cruise. It's like you had so many other ways you could have gone with it. Why did you make it almost exactly the same? Like saying, you got the jokes, you got the animatronics, you got the same type of boat. I mean, it's just really pretty uncanny. The interaction of the driver with the crowd.
That's because most of the upper executives are from Disney. That's why.
Really?
Yeah.
True.
A lot of them, yeah.
Most of them are.
Huh.
Well, essentially, isn't that what the paddle wheel excursions ride was? I mean, that they used to have. This is
like there's a lot more to it. There's
that
a lot more
ride
to it with
reborn, but they added in the live actors and that.
Yeah. But I think what Andrew's saying though is it feels like almost like a cop out, like it was a safe move instead of trying to like knock it out of the park. I guess if that makes sense.
Well, and it's another one. I've talked about this before, like the Lusty Lil show, which I love. I mean, it to me it seems like a cop out to do the exact same show every year when there's so many season pass holders. I mean, I'd like to see a new show every year. I mean, that's the thing to do. They do the exact same show with different actors every single year, and especially with a guy that doesn't ride the big rides. I look forward to that show and to see the same thing. It's fine. It's a good show, but it's just to me very cop outish when you could use your imagination and put in a little more effort over there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Got that.
It's time for the theme park of the Oscars, USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards. Cedar
Keep
Point.
Magnum out your mouth. Keep the Magnum out your mouth.
Magnum?
What in the holy crap?
Yeah, really.
10best.com is the website, 10best.com. Now, the Cedar Point nominees in this are Cedar Point Best Theme Park, Cedar Point Shores Best Outdoor Water Park, Best Roller Coasters for Millennium Force, Maverick Steel Vengeance, Hotel Breakers for Best Theme Park Hotel, and Celebrate 150 Spectacular Best Theme Park Entertainment. That parade they had last year was really good.
Yeah.
Did you think so, Dave?
To
me, it was
very
cool.
good.
The reason I loved it, and it almost became I don't know what you call it, 3D or whatever, because at the end of the route, then they all got off and it went into a stage show. I mean, that was a long thing. You had a 20-minute parade, then you have another 30-minute stage show, and these people had walked the whole route and they come up on stage with a big hard-hitting show. I was really impressed. I've never seen that done before, where you walked a parade up to a stage and then boom, a full-on performance starts. I've never seen anything like that anywhere. Anyone else?
I actually enjoyed that parade a lot better than the ones we saw at Disneyland and Disney World.
That
they
parade
did a better
was
job
awesome.
with this than Disney.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
Not sure if you caught this, Andrew, but they're keeping the parade. They're going to tweak it a little bit, but they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good. That's cool.
I was really impressed with it. And the other cool part was, like my kids got involved, because they stopped every once in a while and they'd bring kids out from the audience and you could dance around with the actors. I mean, it was super, you don't get that at a Disney parade. They keep you roped off. There's no way that it was just super interactive. And then, like I said, the show at the end, I had just never seen anything like that at all.
The one problem that I had with the show was the cameraman always getting in my way. And the reason being is because I'm also a professional photographer too. So
you are?
Yes, I am.
Many talents, Michael.
Yes, I am multi-talented. Thank you very much. No, I am actually a professional photographer. I hold a 2-year degree in graphic design with a minor in photography.
All right.
But the problem I had was the one cameraman from the angle where I was always getting in my way when I was lining up the shot I was taking. It's almost like this guy didn't want me to even cover it.
Well, and speaking of shows, this guy had something kind of interesting. Junior Edwards said, we need an adult show, like one with a pole, throw some dollars out. And I know it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny. I get it. But there are a lot of, it's not like they're wholesome. I mean, they serve alcohol there. I mean, it's not like, the dads have to go, and maybe the dads want to do a little something else. Maybe it doesn't have to be a stripper show, but just something maybe a little more, in one of the little, they have that little saloon area. There's 2 of them. There's the one over there where the Lusty Lil show is, but there's another saloon area over by
The Last Chance.
That's there's Red Garter too.
Your Red Charter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Red Charter too. Hey, there you go. That's a perfect spot for a little dad show. Little adult
I
dad
got
show.
a better idea. I got a much better idea. The parade for the 150th, they could have kept that going, but they could have tweaked it for Halloweekends. Not only would they have been tweaking it for Halloweekends, but they could have tweaked the stage show going into it for Halloweekends too.
They could. That would.
Well, I
be
don't. Well, remember they used to do the Halloweekends parade. I feel like they kind of chose one or the other.
That parade sucked. Okay, I was a part of that parade in 2018. That parade literally sucked. You went from one end of the park to the other, and that was it. And then you went from the other end to the front on the next day.
That parade was tired too. It was the same parade year after year after year.
It was the same
10
BS.
years.
But what I'm saying is, with this 150th celebration parade, why don't you take that 150th, keep that same theme, but tweak it for Halloween and make it spooky?
Yeah, like
going into the stage show and make the stage show a little bit on the spooky side too.
No,
that would have been awesome.
It's a great idea. They do have something there, like I said, the interactivity of it, the parade ending into a stage show, and maybe tweaking it for Halloween. I mean, maybe they need some of us on the panel to on the idea panel do a little. I wonder how many people have input. Go ahead, Donnie.
Well, they just need to check in with us. They should be watching the show right now. That's all they have to do is to watch the show, take notes.
Yes,
and you got the pulse. You got the pulse of the people.
It's right here.
Tony, Donnie, we're going to need you to talk to Tony at your community meetings that you have.
I will.
Through the mayor.
Please.
We'd love to have him on the pod.
I know, right? That would be amazing.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. Hotel Breakers. Let's talk about Hotel Breakers for a minute. It's in the by the way, if you get a chance, 10best.com, both of your favorite Cedar Point stuff. It's basically the Oscars for theme parks. USA Today puts them on every year. Voting is right now. Hotel Breakers. What do you guys think of Hotel Breakers? They do a good job.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Got my Hotel Breakers shirt on right now. Bam.
Do you really see it, Don?
See that? Bam. Hotel Breakers, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hotel Breakers. Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Donnie, you can't lose weight. We won't be able to see all the map.
Right. So we started going to Hotel Breakers with Andrew, and I actually stayed there for my first time like 10 years ago, right before the renovation, 12 years ago maybe, and it was okay. But after the renovation, I will tell you guys, like if you like the listeners, if you've never been there, you've got to do it. You've got to do it at least once because you feel like you're in a different world. Like I just feel like there's no way I'm in Ohio. I feel like I'm on like the East Coast, like one of the Carolinas.
It's paradise.
It is.
Well, I stayed there. We stayed there a couple years back on the Concierge Level, and it was really cool because it was opening weekend. It was the year that they opened the Planet Snoopy, at Cedar Point. Yeah. And Schultz, his son, was actually there, and we ate breakfast with him up in the Concierge little food lounge area.
Oh my god,
which was kind of cool. We didn't even know it was him until we were heading out of the room.
Wow.
Tell
we
me
had a conversation with them, and it was kind of cool.
Wow.
Dave, tell me what the concierge level is for those of us who aren't cool enough to get there yet.
I'm glad
you had a suite, because we had a couple people staying, so we all kind of chipped in and got the suite. And it wasn't much more to get the concierge level. And basically what the concierge level is they have like a little room that has food, snacks, light breakfast,
a hospitality suite.
You can go at any time of the day and grab and go stuff,
Yeah, they change the snacks out throughout the day. Like they change them out for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah,
and they have coffee in there.
That was really the only difference. And you had to use your key, I think, to get on that level. You couldn't just go up to the level.
Hey, Donnie, let's get together and do a concierge trip.
All right. Yeah. I'm down. I'm always down.
So when Donnie and I went, it was like I said, they hooked us up. They comped us and everything with VIP, blah, 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 whatever. But the cool thing about it, there's no feeling like hearing the roller coasters either when you're first waking up or when you're going to bed. Like you just see the roller coasters and hear the screaming and the coaster is the coolest thing that no other hotel could recreate. And it's just such a cool experience to go to bed or to wake up or both with roller coasters rolling in the background. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is. My wife and I had a friend come from Idaho. One of her friends came all the way from Idaho, spent a week here at Hotel Breakers.
Oh,
Ironically,
wow.
I didn't know she did this, but she put my name and my wife's name on the reservation too. So we had access to firsthand hotel breakers.
There was
It's
one time,
freaking awesome.
There was one time I saw Donnie. He does lives when he's out there. He was out at the beach. It was a nice summer day. Donnie was out at the beach. I saw his live, and it was during COVID. And so you could only get to the beach if you had a reservation. Like you couldn't just like a commoner at this point. I don't know if they're going to probably go back to the old way, but you could only get to the beach if you had a room. And so I was watching his live. I don't know if I ever told Donnie this, but I told the family, I'm like, you know what? Let's go to the beach. And so we all jump in the car and go to the beach, and we get to the tower, to the security guard tower. And they're like, yes, you're staying here? Yeah. My name is Donnie Palicki.
Nice.
And they looked it up on
Perfect.
Roll right in.
Oh my God. I have a similar story like that. So one time we wanted to go to the beach and we wanted to park at Breakers and we weren't staying at Breakers. And the guard shack stopped us and he goes, "What's your name?" And I said, Donnie Palicki. And Ashley's like, "Donnie, let's just turn around. I'm like, Donnie, he's like, I can't find you on here. It must have been the page that didn't print. Go ahead. And Ashley was so mad that like I broke the rules. Like, oh, babe, I didn't lie. He asked me my name. He didn't ask if we had a reservation.
Yeah.
I did not lie. I did not deceive him.
That was your name. That's your name.
He said, "What's your name?" Donnie Palicki.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's
Well,
cool. That's
but
really
you are
cool.
the mayor. You are the mayor. So
right.
it's fine. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
Not a
You
big
have your
deal.
own reserved parking spot back there. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
A little
it's back
sign.
there by wardrobe.
I have a feeling if Donnie could buy a reserve spot, he would do it. Like even
100%. If they would let me buy the room for the year, I totally would.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Good discussion topic. I like it. So we're talking about the best of
Beach is
awards.
so good in the activities.
Oh, real quick, going just to finish up with Breakers. Is there anything you guys would like to see at Breakers from your other hotel experiences that they don't have, or is everyone pretty happy? I mean, everyone sounds like they love it and they're pretty happy with it. But is there anything that it's missing that that you would like to see there? Go ahead, Donnie.
Oh, I was just thinking. I don't know yet. I love the restaurants more than anything. Tomo Hibachi. You know, you've got the hibachi right there.
Oh
Fridays
my God,
right
that's
there.
so cool.
So good. That one thing my wife said was she said a few more restaurants in there would be cool. But
Some
I mean,
nighttime.
TGI Fridays.
I know that Fridays has got the bar, but when we were there last time, I think I remember they closed fairly early, and we're like, we wanted to have a cocktail, and there was nowhere to get a cocktail. You know.
So
Maybe
when
I
we
have a-
stayed,
Go ahead.
when
I
we
have an
stayed
idea.
the last time, that there was like an outdoor bar, and so they, they have all that outdoor seating with those fire pits and stuff, and that's what had a nice beer and just sat by the water, and it was awesome. But that was pre-COVID, so maybe that's not happening right now.
No, yeah. Last year they pretty much had all the COVID restrictions lifted. You could access the beach without staying at the hotel. I will say I would love for them to. I would love for them to have like like some winter hours, like to be like, if not all winter, but like for like a month or two out of the winter, like you could go and you could stay and walk out by the water in the winter and have the restaurants open. I know it'd be kind of tough because it's such a seasonal park, but it would be a cool thing to do, like to be able to go up and stay at Breakers.
Well,
Christmas time or something. That'd be
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
that would be a good one, Dave. Because you have to remember, with a normal hotel, there's times, and I don't know if I know Donnie does it. I know we do it. There's times we'll just get, as long as a hotel has a pool and a hot tub, we'll get away for the weekend and take the kids and just go and hang out at the pool and the hot tub and go get food and do whatever. So I think they're missing out on some dollars. I mean, I know they have to close up for renovation, clean up, do all that stuff, but they close for a long amount of time. Like you said, even if they open maybe for the month of December or during the holidays, or put up a bunch of Christmas lights all around the property, and then you can walk and look at some cool lights. I mean, there's really something that they could do to. I mean, we're always talking about if they're selling tracks for revenue. I mean, I'm sure there's a little extra revenue. But if they,
I would go.
Yeah, if they would theme it up for Christmas and do a holiday for the hotel, it would.
Don't they do that at Castaway Bay though? Now that I think about it more.
Actually, yes, they do.
Yeah,
do they?
Castaway Bay, yes, they do. I worked there for 2 years.
Yeah.
They do holiday that place up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, and my family likes Castaway Bay. Of course, last couple of years you haven't had a chance, but I liked the fact. I remember taking the kids where they have the story time with the Peanuts characters, and and they have the kids room where you can really do a little disco party and stuff. So the Castaway Bay does a really good job too of entertaining the kids. But I mean, they don't really do that at Breakers. I don't think they should do something like that. Maybe
Breakers shuts down when the park shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only one that's open year round at that point was Castaway.
Yeah.
But there's now talk of Castaway being a seasonal thing too now.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, there's a little bit of talk about that. I can't confirm or deny whether it's actually going to happen now.
I don't buy that one because the indoor water parks, that's they're opposite. They're on the opposite season. That's their prime time. Like you look
But you got Sandusky's a big tourist area in the summertime, but in the off season it's really not. And you already have Great Wolf, you have Kalahari, and I believe there's another one there too.
There's some
all year as well.
But
so
the major holidays Castaway was done. Oh my God. The major holidays we were sold out.
Maui Sands is closed now though, so
but we stayed there. That was a nightmare. That place.
Oh, terrible.
I loved Maui Sands. Our family loved it because you could do it so cheap. You could really do it so cheap.
Yeah, it was cheap.
And you'd leave with hepatitis.
I know.
Cheap way to get hepatitis, man.
That's a modern day worse than Roach Hotel.
That place actually ended up on an episode of Hotel Impossible.
I know. Did you guys see that?
It was bad.
They went in to try to renovate it, and then a Cleveland football player bought it, and then that fell through. And now I've seen some YouTube videos where people have gone through and basically it's been torn out, like all the copper's gone, squatters have been they've ruined it. And really, I don't think it was that. I mean, someone could have come in and fixed it. Here was my idea. I always wanted to buy Maui Sands. Like I love doing business and stuff. Here's what I think would have been huge.
Dueling pianos at Maui Sands.
Yes. No. Here it is. All inclusive. So like they do in Mexico, so for budget-friendly family fun, where it includes all you have a brunch, a buffet all day long. There's everything's included. Maybe not alcohol and not included, but just a one price for the whole family, all inclusive Maui Sands. And I wanted to get some investors and buy it, and of course that would require money and stuff, but we never got to that part.
That was a huge property too. I mean, that was very large property.
I don't think I've ever been there.
And right off the highway there.
Right off Route 2. That's
major.
That's major place right there.
Oh, great location. It always. That's why we had so many good memories there, and we had bad ones, but we stayed there a lot, so we knew there were, like Dave said, there were going to be some bad. I mean, they're idiots. They were idiots at random, so we knew there were going to be some bad memories. We made a lot of good ones too, and we kind of get sad every time we go by and see Maui Sands just sitting there, just untouched. They had an outdoor hot tub up high with just adults, and like the Maui Sands sign would blink right above you, and you would watch Route 2, and we loved it. But we had some shit. We did have some shitty experiences. Like one time we had to change rooms like 3 times, and we found like dirty underwear in one room. And then
man.
Yeah, it was. We went in there. I got some pictures actually. I post every once in a while on my Facebook page, but the plug was coming out of the wall. There was garbage under the bed. There's stains on the wall, and it was like, I don't know about this.
We went there once, one and done. That was we never went back.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, the water was ice cold in the water park. They didn't have it heated. It was just freezing cold.
I have a
we
funny
couldn't stay in the water that long.
So one season, there was one season of Cedar Point where we transitioned from driving up and driving back to where we wanted to stay in Sandusky every trip because we're pretty close. So we're close enough to do the drive up and back. But the one season where we made the switch to we're staying every time, we stayed like every couple of weeks. And each time we stayed, I was trying to book cheaper and cheaper because it's expensive to stay up there. So first we stayed like at Breakers. Then we stayed at like Lighthouse. Then we stayed across the street from Cedar Point at Econo Lodge, and then we stayed. So it kept going, and the Econo Lodge wasn't bad either. That was the best value. But then I booked the Roadway Inn, which is non-exist anymore. They've actually torn it down and rebuilt it. It was like $40. I had my whole family. My oldest she's like 21. She was like 16 at the time. Like we go into the bathroom and like I opened the bathroom door and there was like a dirty towel hanging on the back of the door. Oh, no. And then I went to get in the shower, and when I opened the shower curtain, there was like old used washcloths like hanging over the thing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My oldest looked at me and she's like, Dad,
no bueno.
What are you doing to us, Dad?
What are you
I was like, I'm so sorry, guys.
Housekeeping's not doing their job.
No. They have since torn it down and rebuilt it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've ran into the same incidents there as you did. Yeah.
Really? Now, has anyone tried? I've heard bad things about what's the hotel? It's got a wolf in it. Not a Great Wolf Lodge.
It's Wolf Inn right there at the core Parkins at 250.
I heard bad things about that.
Yeah, I've heard some bad things too.
I've never stayed there either.
What's the hotel like right before like 6 when it's got like the Cedar Point mural on it? I wanted to stay there. My wife said no.
Majestic starts with an M. I can't think of it. But Magnuson.
Have you stayed there?
Horrible.
Horrible. So my wife was right. She said no, Donnie. She looked at the picture. She's like, no.
Yeah, do not stay there.
What about the Thirsty Pony? That looks so fun. I mean, we went to the
Thirsty Pony is fun.
We went to the
Thirsty Pony is freaking awesome, by the way.
I love their food. Yes.
What's going on with the hotel?
Very good.
The hotel is great.
I thought it's called like they were tearing down the water park or something last time.
Well, the water park is closed. The stables are the hotel that's connected there. So I've never stayed at the stables, but the Holiday Inn Express is in the same parking lot, and they're a little bit more expensive than Breakers Express, but they're cheaper than Hotel Breakers. Or I mean, you know what I mean. So it's like right in the middle. And speaking of Thirsty Pony, we've actually turned that into one day of our stays. Thirsty Pony, bowling. They have laser tag.
Yeah.
Axe throwing, which I don't do the axe throwing. I'm afraid of that stuff. But if you want to throw an axe.
Oh my God, it's amazing. That thing's awesome.
I did the laser tag. It keeps my combat skills fresh from when I was in the military.
Hell yeah, Mike.
So does axe throwing.
Dude, I saw a video, and it wasn't even a TikTok video with like millions of people. It was a video of someone I know, and that axe bounced back, and she like ducked her head, and her head would have come clean off, or she would have had an axe like right there for the rest of her life. And I'm like, I'm cool.
Here's Johnny.
Speaking of, look who's here.
Molly.
There's Molly.
There's Molly. She's finally here.
Hey, Molly. You made it.
Hey, we're so glad to see you, Molly. All right.
So happy you're here, Molly.
Marnie.
It's rough out here by myself.
I know.
Right.
Marnie had something interesting that my wife also said. They should lower the prices around Cedar Point. If you stay at Cedar Point, yes, you're going to pay high prices, yes. But if you stay around Cedar Point, they shouldn't be that high. Have you found more tourist pricing at the stuff around Cedar Point? I mean, we expected at Cedar Point. I know I'm going to pay $15 for a funnel cake, but have we also found is when you go to some of the other places around Cedar Point that it's maybe the pricing a little too high?
Some of the chain places are slightly higher, I've noticed, but not extreme, you know.
Like
Go ahead, Donnie.
I recommend Econo Lodge for like staying on a budget. I think they have rooms depending on they change their rate depending on how busy it is, just like Cedar Point does. So you can get them as low as $80, as high as like 130, 150. But the rooms, they remind me a lot of, I don't know if you guys have ever stayed at Pop Century at Disney. They're like, they're dated, but they're cozy, and they have charm, you know?
Nostalgic. Yeah.
Yes. So they're the shapes the same. They're painted the same. So it's for someone wanting to stay at Cedar Point on a budget. Like I definitely recommend it.
Well, you know, too, a good suggestion is I use hotels.com quite often. You can put in your price range in there, and it'll list all the hotels near the park in your price range that you want to go for. And also after every 10th night is free that you book on there. So we travel a lot. So we're getting every 10th night is free.
Wow.
So that works out really well for us.
What's that
Brought
website
to you
again?
by hotels.com.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to get an ad for that. Hold on.
Travago.
Yeah.
Travago. Hotel Travago.
Yeah, when we went to Florida, I only had to pay for 2 out of the 3 nights and it was almost $200.
Right.
Saved us because we got our 1 night free.
Sure. Shar says she loves the Thirsty Pony. She also said the Cedar Cove across from Thirsty Pony was really cheap and clean. She said August is the most expensive month. We're trying this year for the first time. We did a cabin last year, and I discovered the motorhome park over there right next to the cabins. So I bought a motorhome in the off season. So we're kind of we're refurbing it. It needs some work. It's about 20 years old, so it's not anything new. But if the kids like it and don't try to kill each other and whatever, we may be able to go more because I think the spaces are only like $100, $150 maybe. But a room on Cedar Point property is $400 to $500.
Yeah.
So we can go 2 or 3 times what we could do. We could do it there. So we're going to try that and see how that works. It's cool. They have a shuttle that runs. It runs from the cabins to the motorhome park to the marina, and then takes you to the park. And so we're going to try that this year and see how.
There's also a KOA campground down the street that has a shuttle that runs to and from the park as well.
Yeah, and that KOA is on the other side going towards Huron.
As long as you don't have trains going by every 5 minutes in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that too. But I have a couple of my friends from Brook Park. I met in 2016, and I've been close friends with them since. They come down from Brook Park, bring their camper to KOA, and they come just back and forth.
So Junior,
go ahead. The Lighthouse Point pool is amazing too. You got a great view of Steel Vengeance coming around right over the pool. But you guys, I love you. Had a blast today. I actually have to run. I have some things I have to take care of, but I will catch you guys next week.
All right, Don. See you.
All right, Donnie.
Donnie P. Cedar Point Mayor. This is interesting. Junior Edwards said I made an offer on Maui Sands along with the Dundee Water Park. So far, he's the highest bidder, and he said his bid is $1.3 million for Maui Sands. Junior, what is your plan? I wish we can get you on the show. What is your plan if you get it? And is 1.3 just for Maui Sands, or was that for both of them? Let us know. That's interesting. Let's see what he says there. We'll have to wait and see. All right. I like this one. She says, and by the way, Shar says she booked 3 nights at Breakers in August for her birthday. She's so excited. She's never stayed on site. Oh, you're gonna have a
It's gonna
blast.
be awesome.
You're gonna enjoy
love it.
It's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah. All right. This is a good one that Nicole came up with. She said, talking about best of awards, best the top 10 top 10 amusement parks and all that, but she came up with one that says, what is your favorite non-coaster ride at Cedar Point? What is your favorite non-coaster ride? Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh my God.
I just want to give credit. This was actually Dave and Molly's idea of talking about, what else is great about Cedar Point besides our coasters. So
yeah, I like it.
I would like to give credit where it's due. This was their idea. So
okay. Who wants to start? Favorite non?
I've got 2.
All right, go ahead. Michael.
My wife's favorite is Max Air. She told me this when I picked her up from work this morning. Hers is Max Air. Mine, without a doubt, Thunder Canyon.
Oh.
And I got to tell you why. I
for the railroad
for a reason. Yeah,
I thought for sure it was the train.
Too, but the railroad is more of a conveyance for me than it is just geeking out over a steam locomotive now, because now I've known the internal workings and everything. But Thunder Canyon, even during the hot summer months, you can jump on Thunder Canyon and cool your ass off. There's an advantage to it.
Yeah, and then you walk around in wet clothes.
Smelling
You dry out so quickly. You dry out so fast. And here's the problem with Thunder Canyon: you dry out so fast because it's so hot and humid. Next thing you know, I'm dry. I jump on it and cool off again.
What did you say, Molly?
It's a hit or miss ride. Sometimes you can hit the waterfalls, and sometimes you can walk off and never even hit the waterfalls at all. And then people get back on it to try to do it again. It's seriously a hit or miss ride.
Yeah.
My first year I did that Thunder Canyon, I hit 10 times without even getting so much a drop. My 11th time, I jinxed it and got drenched. It
all
was
right.
cool though. I was like, heck yeah, I'm cooling off, so it's not like I'm going to overheat.
Right. All right, Dave, go ahead. Your favorite non-roller coaster ride at Cedar Point?
Well, since they no longer have the dark rides, I would have picked one of those. But Cedar Downs, it's just a blast, man. Especially when you have your kids with
That's
you
a great one.
and you're racing.
Yeah.
It's different every time. It's just a lot of fun, you know.
Totally.
You're not getting sick to your stomach twirling in circles and this and that. It's fun for everybody.
Dave, are there? I think it's such a cool idea that I'd never seen before Cedar Point. It really is a new twist. I mean, new, relatively speaking, of the carousel. Like it really is a cool twist on a carousel, and I've never seen it anywhere else.
There's only 2 others in the world, actually. I think Blackpool in England has one, and then there's one in New York. I'm trying to remember the name of the park. It's not coming to my head, but there's one in New York that has one, and then there's one in at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. They have one.
Oh,
And from what I hear, the one in Blackpool actually runs a little bit faster.
Really?
They jump on and jump off too. They have their workers will jump onto the moving platform and jump off, and they'll do a little dance.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Oh,
really,
wow.
That's actually cool.
that's really cool. All right,
That's
So
a
I
unique ride.
I posted this question on Cedar Point Uncensored last night, and the overwhelming favorite non-coaster ride is Skyhawk. None of
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that was my favorite.
yeah.
Skyhawk's fun too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Skyhawk.
It's just a giant
Terrifying.
swing.
Well, how do you
Swing
hate
set,
that?
yeah.
It's a
Cool.
giant
It's a
swing
giant
set with
swing
lots of airtime.
Lots of airtime. Yes, that's not my favorite. So that's the big votes there.
All right, Molly, what about you? What is your favorite non-coaster ride?
I do like Cedar Downs, but I will probably go for the Lake Erie Eagles. I love just the sway of it, but my favorite is going to coaster events, and this is probably in watching the coaster enthusiasts slap the cables to get it high enough to bring it down and just whipping the cables. If you've never seen a coaster enthusiast being able to whip the cables, ours is not able to do it, but on the older Eagles kind of things like that, whipping the cables and watching them snap back and forth. I love watching a good Eagles
And
swing
it's an art
ride
form
like that.
too. I've been trying to do that for years, and I cannot.
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. When I first got my daughter on that ride, she absolutely loved it, and it's one of my favorite to watch, especially the older ones. The cables are nice to watch them snap like that. I like it.
Two of my faves non-coaster. One of them I agree with Char Garcia. The classic cars. Look, the kids like going to the classic cars still, and just tooling those around. That's one of my faves. And the other one is the baskets. I can't remember what it's called, but the basket ride where you go and what's that called? Someone help me. You know, where you go up in the air.
Oh,
The
Sky
Sky Rider?
Sky Ride?
All right, thank you. Yes, those are my two favorites. We like going on there and just be able to look out and just like I said,
I like the Sky Ride.
I had to retire from the roller coaster days, so those are two of my favorites.
Awesome.
Who hasn't gotten in yet?
Are they still having those motor cars? I thought at least one of them I thought was going to be taken out.
They have
but-
the Cadillac cars in the front of the park there, kind of by
Yeah.
Valraven. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, Cadillac cars are still there.
Yeah.
They had the two, but the Cadillac's still there. All right, who wants to go next? Nicole?
Oh, I'm probably gonna say Sky Ride. As lame as that is, I used to love a spinny ride, but the equilibrium is not so much now that I'm a little older. So nobody wants to be puked on. So I avoid that. now.
Matterhorn.
I used to love it. Used to be my favorite.
God,
Yeah.
Matterhorn, get out of here. Oh, God. Those I'm sorry, Molly, I'll get you here in a second. Those fast circle rides, I will get screwed up now for a whole day. It's ridiculous. Like in the old days, I'll be like, let's go.
Well, you know, the good thing about the rides at Cedar Point is on like a carnival or something like that. Oh, I got a story about that. But the ride cycles aren't that long. You know, or you go to some places and it's like 10 minutes you're on this thing spinning and spinning. I was on a tilt whirl at a carnival once, and the ride operator walked away to the concession stand, was getting his lunch while we're going and going and going. We were on this ride for over 15 minutes while this guy's over there getting his lunch. I mean, thank God we don't have any of that at Cedar Point. But the ride tickets are fairly tolerable at Cedar Point.
Molly mentioned Monster, like the old octopus style ride, and I actually do like that one. There's a little bit of thing like that her daughter likes that one. So
isn't there also the spider? Isn't there?
It's the same style.
It's the same style, but it's up front by Gatekeeper.
Yeah, I like smashing my kid in that ride. That's fun.
or you got the scrambler, of course.
The Troika.
Yeah.
Troika's
the Troika.
Yeah. Love the Troika.
Troika.
Tilt-A-Whirl is always good. Super Himalaya is a good ride. Yeah. The Chaos, when it was there, was one of my favorites. I loved Chaos.
I used to love the swings, but those seats are real narrow now. They're like that big, and it doesn't work out the same.
I find it interesting. Nobody's mentioned Windseeker.
No, I'm good. I'm good, dude.
Yep, so am I. That's way too high even for me.
Nope.
Yeah.
I can handle that.
It's
but
like
that's just me.
It's like a swing in the middle of outer space. I don't feel safe enough. I don't feel and I swear to God, like every time I go on it, I imagine myself disconnecting from the ride and how far into the water I would go. How far into Lake Erie I would fling and disconnected. I don't
Cannonball!
I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But you would keep thinking because you're attached to a seat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that I get the seatbelt undone before I hit the water and then be able to swim to the surface. Otherwise, I would just go to the bottom like a rock.
Right down. Molly, you are shaking your head so much about Windseeker.
I am not a Windseeker person, like whatsoever. The openness of it and the swing, no. I have been on Windseeker at Kings Island at closing time to watch the fireworks, and that's the only thing that's kept me distracted. Windseeker at Cedar Point is probably the most beautiful because of the vast views that we have, but I am not a Windseeker dude.
Well,
no.
Funny thing is, I got to figure out how to say this by keeping kind of fairly clean. But
let it go, Dave.
When we wrote it last year, somebody thought it'd be a funny idea in the sand down on the beach to draw a huge, let's just say phallic shaped item in the sand that you could only see from Sky or from
so somebody drew a penis in the sand to make you all say eat a dick, basically.
Yeah. Well, and so you could only see it from Windseeker, but they drew it out in the sand. And we got a good laugh out of that. But.
There's one way to say eat a dick right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Did everyone get their non-coaster in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going 3 times. Okay. All right. Let's go to Dave. Dave, let's do coaster of the. Or no, let's do Molly's merch first. Molly, what do you got for merch this week?
Oh well, since I'm sitting right here,
okay.
I have my coasters.
Oh. Do you have a whole set?
Yeah, they're whole set.
And you leave them all around the house. That's what you use. I like those.
I use them all the time. I got them before COVID, and so I use them. I'm trying to look for the older ones. They're kind of like black. They have Coaster Mania set in the middle. They gave them out, I don't know, back in the early Coaster Mania days. And they come in like a holder, and they're black with a gold ring on the back side. So any time I go into an antique shop, I'm trying to look them. I have a friend that has them, and they're very cool looking. So that's where my next set is coming from.
What was I gonna? I lost my train of thought. You posted a couple of videos, Molly, YouTube videos of Cedar Point in our group a couple days ago. Man, does it give you the itch? It's just it was like a promo video or something. I don't know where you got it or what.
That was from Cedar Point. Just posted that for their promo for the summer. Watching that video made me really. Go ahead, Nicole. Right.
I was just gonna say it's time, and outside my window it's blowing flurries and cold.
Yeah, same here.
So
I have sunshine and beautiful on my side of Michigan.
all right.
I've got sun and clouds up here by the lake, by the tracks in Port Clinton.
One of my kids said that winter and summer are having a custody battle over us right now.
No, spring. Okay,
Yeah.
if that's the case,
April
then
Fool's
you got
Day
winter and
joke
summer
on
having a custody
Mother
battle, but
Nature.
spring is literally the judge in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Nicole?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Let's go to
I
Dave.
don't know. Actually, maybe I was going to say, we got kind of onto the topic of the hotels and stuff today, so we didn't quite get to talking about our pet peeves and
Sweet.
whether or not people employ experience enhancers while they're at Cedar Point. So we'll talk about that next time. And anybody that's listening that wants to chime in, hit us up on our Facebook page and share with us some of your experiences. We might have you on the show. It might be kind of fun to.
What are you
hear
talking
some
about?
stories.
I don't even understand what you're talking about right now.
Oh, so we were going to talk about. Are you asking about what experience enhancers are?
Yeah.
Oh,
Marijuana, dude. She's talking about marijuana, okay?
Oh,
Do
I
you
remember that.
partake in marijuana in the park?
You can't use.
What's oh,
any kind of experience enhancer. So if you like to have a drink, or if you
I got you. Okay. For
engage in other things.
some reason, I was thinking like you put like a shocker in your pants when you take a ride on a no idea.
Oh, what?
I've heard stories of that before, though.
What?
I've heard stories of those before, though.
Really?
What are you talking? See, now I need to know what you're talking about, because I
We'll
have
find
no.
out next week. Save it for next week.
Oh
Then.
Well, how about those
Yes,
Detroit Lions?
please do.
Huh?
Thank you, Dave. All right, Dave, time for, you can change the subject. Coaster of the week, Dave.
We're going Mine Ride this week. Opened way back in 1969, believe it or not. It's quite a long time ago. It opened up. I can verify. I think it was 5 trains when it first opened up. They used to run continuously on that thing because they have enough blocks to handle it. And it's a fun family coaster. A lot of people. That's the first coaster that they started off on. Because it's a perfect starter coaster. And we were talking the other day, and a little known thing. A lot of you guys probably have a hard time fitting into that seat.
Yeah.
You
It's
got
been a
to
while
cross
since I've
your
been on
ankles
it.
to fit in there, real tight. And the reason for that, I just found out something interesting the other day is years ago, those seats used to be that foam cushion, kind of like your car seat when you sink down into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they replaced those cushions with that hard plastic and didn't take into consideration that, you're not sinking down in the seat anymore. So now you got like several inches less room in there than you used to. I don't know why I found that interesting, but I did.
No, that is interesting.
Yeah. But
That is.
it's just a fun ride. It's a classic, and I kind of hope it sticks around for a while more.
My family doesn't ride the mine ride. I don't know why. Why is it still a favorite, or is it not a favorite?
For families.
Well, if you need
It is.
a
It's a
chiropractic
line.
One at a time. Go ahead.
if you need a chiropractic adjustment, it's a great ride because
not
it's
that
gonna
bad.
jerk your back around. But I still enjoy it. But
Yeah.
I like it. So
Come here real quick.
Isn't it one of those wooden ones also? I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's a
wooden.
hybrid. It has a steel track,
Hybrid.
wooden structure. We actually got a rollback on there one time too. It didn't make it over one of the
Really?
hills. Yeah. It was that big drop over the water that kind of goes that flat
Yeah.
spot. Right before that, it rolled back and just stalled out right in that area. We had to walk down the stairs and that.
I did get that is one of the rides that I've been stuck on before was the mine ride.
Really?
So
My
Yeah.
15-year-old daughter is here. Why don't you guys ride the mine ride? Why don't you guys ever ride the mine ride?
Because it's always a long line and it's boring.
It's boring?
Yeah.
Boring.
It's a long line and it's boring. I heard that.
Yeah.
It does have a line often.
I thought that was a walk-on ride.
Late at night
Well,
it is.
yeah.
Late at night.
During the day, it has a line.
Oh.
It's still pretty popular, and on top of
It
that,
is.
right next to the CP&LE. So when we're coming around right there
Yeah.
where that drop is going over the lake, we're hitting the whistle to scare the holy crap out of everybody.
You guys do that on purpose on the train, Michael? You
Sometimes, yes, we do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we actually do it if we time it just right. Even with Millennium Force, we'll hit the whistle as soon as it hits to the bottom of that hill. As soon as it hits, and we're right there, we're hitting the whistle right then to make everybody jump. We do it there, and we also did it there at Mind Right too.
I like how the interaction between the train and the operators of the ride, sometimes they're always waving to each other.
I love that.
Oh,
And I love it when the people wave back too. I think it's a cool part of
required.
Yeah, it's in your contract, right?
Not for people to wave back.
Yes, it is. Well, not for guests, but for employees. Once the train rolls by, you have to wave at the train. It is a
requirement, yes.
Yeah. But I like how the audience, I don't know, not the audience, the patrons then will wave back though.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but for employees, you have to wave at the train anytime the train goes by.
All right, Mine Ride, Dave's Coaster of the Week. Anyone else got anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, I know we didn't get time to do it this week, but I thought it'd be an interesting subject for next week. The cell phones. I know, Nicole, we mentioned that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everything now you got to stare down at your phone to book times and this and that. You know,
that's one thing that drives me crazy. You know, when I grew up an LA guy, and we would go to Disney, and you get dropped off in the morning, you go to rides, and when you were done at midnight when it closed, you'd leave, and that's the end of it. Disney World is a whole different animal, and I don't know if Disneyland is like that now too, but there really are. You almost have to have an education, like you have months. It's so stupid. I don't understand. Like I see moms because my ex-wife and I saw them stress out night. I saw them be on the website at midnight just because they're going to open a day so she can get some stuff booked to make sure this is not right. It's not right. There's so much stress and so much bullshit.
It's not fun booking a Disney trip. Let me tell you,
it's not fun. And why are they? What is the point of this? I don't. It's
money, upcharge items.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
They've really
it's something else, but I'm not going to say what it really is.
Yeah, well, as a mom or probably a mom, for the 9 out of 10 times I think it's mom, but it's really ruined the experience of you, like you said, a fun Disney trip, and you're sacrificing your trip for your kids, so they're going to have a good time. But it is just a nightmare.
You can't just walk around a park anymore and enjoy the day. Now you're on your phone trying to do this and that, and it's not fun.
No, it's not.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, Dave, because we're going to talk about pet peeves too next week. That's one of my pet peeves. Okay. People on their phones, not paying attention, and not that I care what they're doing. It's just like they're walking down the midway with their face in their phone, and they're slowing me down. Yep. And that's
it drives
step
me crazy.
to the side, please.
And the other thing drives me crazy is just these kids are on all like we're planning a trip to California in June, and I'm telling you, you know what, it's going to be because there's step parents on the other side or whatever. I'm telling them this trip is optional. I don't care if you don't go, but you're not bringing your phone. If you want to take pictures, you can have your phone for that. But this is a non-phone trip, period. I do not care. I'm not spending money for you to be on your phone talking, BSing with your friends or whatever, and on TikTok and all that bullshit. I'm not doing it. So if you guys want to do that, stay your asses home at the other parent's house while we go on vacation. But it is a phone optional trip. Period. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. We watched the movie last night. I watched the movie last night. You couldn't keep them off their phones to enjoy the movie.
I know. I got a teenage daughter. You don't even need to tell me.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've got an 18-year-old, and you don't got to tell me either.
Dude, I'm not doing that. I don't care. Like if you want to sit home for a week, I don't care. You sit your ass home, but you're not going to be on that phone all the time. It's not.
It's funny you mentioned the pet peeves because there's two of them I have.
Save them next week.
Yeah, one of them for my wife, but the other one for me is going to shock you guys.
Oh, good teaser, Mike.
And that's also experience as well.
All right, there you go. Thank you guys. Had such a good time this week. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you, Dylan and Dave and Nicole and Michael and Molly and Donnie P. I'm Andrew Z. We'll see you guys next week. Real quick, make sure you rate the podcast, review it. Go to our Facebook page, Cedar Point Podcast. Make sure you like it and do that stuff and download and share and rate and review and everything you're supposed to do, everything your teenagers know how to do, you got to do it for us. Whatever they
Tell
do.
them get that phone out.
Yeah.
For this, you guys can get the phone out. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.